Vladimir Putin ended February responding to NATO's war provocations. Of course, his speech to the Federal Assembly in Russia comes as the election, the general election, the presidential election in Russia is just weeks away. But in many ways, Vladimir Putin's speech, 2-hour-long speech to the Federal Assembly, mind you, was a response to Emmanuel Macron's provocations, NATO's provocations, and of course, the ongoing military aggression, encirclement campaign, and war that the United States and NATO are building up against Russia. And so Vladimir Putin created this speech and outlined in this speech Russia's overall trajectories, but his response, the overall trajectory for Russia coming into 2024 and beyond. But his response that got the most attention, of course, was the warnings that he sent to NATO about what it would mean for example, Emmanuel Macron's wishes for NATO troops to fight Russia, what it would mean for NATO, that this is existential, not just for Russia, but also for NATO itself, that this is a suicide course. And so here is a clip that has gotten the most attention. Okay, so this has gotten the most attention. Here's a little bit of a transcript, but let's just go right to the video, okay? And I will read the English if there is no voiceover. So here we go.
Запад спровоцировал конфликт на Украине, на Ближнем Востоке, в других.
The West provoked the conflict in Ukraine, the Middle East, and other regions of the world, and continues to lie.
Регионах мира. И продолжает лгать. Теперь вот без всякого смущения заявляют.
Now, without any embarrassment, they claim that Russia is allegedly planning to attack Europe.
Что Россия якобы намеревается напасть на Европу. Ну просто мы же...
We all understand that this is nonsense.
Мы понимаем, это несут бред просто. А при этом сами выбирают...
At the same time, they themselves choose the most effective means of defeat to strike on our territory.
Цели для нанесения ударов по нашей территории выбирают наиболее эффективные, как они думают, средства поражения.
They started talking about sending NATO military contingents to Ukraine, a direct reference to Macron.
Или о возможности отправки на Украину натовских военных контингентов. Но мы помним.
But we remember the fate of those who once sent their contingents to our territory, talking about World War II in particular.
Судьбу тех, кто направлял когда-то свои контингенты на территорию нашей страны. Но теперь...
But now the consequences for possible interventions will be much more tragic.
Последствия для возможных интервентов будут гораздо более трагичны. Они должны, в конце концов, понимать.
In the end, they must understand that we also have weapons, and they know this. So here's the warnings, and mind you, there was a thunderous applause when he said there will be a high price to pay.
Что у нас тоже есть оружие, да знают об этом. Сейчас только я сказал, тоже есть оружие, которым...
As I have just said, we also have weapons that can strike targets on their territory.
Может поражать цели на их территории. И что все они...
What are they up to now? What are they scaring the world with?
Придумывают сейчас, чем пугают весь мир, что все это...
All this is a real threat to the conflict with the use of nuclear weapons, which means the destruction of civilization. Nuclear weapons.
Реально грозит конфликтом с использованием ядерного оружия, а значит уничтожением цивилизации. Они чего этого не понимают?
Do they understand this? No, they don't, Vladimir Putin. They do not understand this. Or they choose not to understand, I think is a better way to look at it.
Это люди, знаете, это люди, которые...
These are people who have not gone through difficult trials. They've already forgotten what war is. What an incredible point to make. All of those, from Emmanuel Macron to Joe Biden, to Olaf Scholz, all the major leaders, and also all the major military leaders of these countries have no idea what the consequences of war really is. This is a point that has been made for a long time, especially about the United States. No idea what war really is, because either the United States has been going around the world with its superior military, destroying other countries much weaker than it, destroying them in ways where the cost for the United States, at least in terms of manpower and lives, was relatively small comparatively, and where the effects at home could be masked in many significant ways due to the changing character of warfare. But Vladimir Putin is saying here that Russia understands, because it wasn't so many generations ago, and arguably they definitely understand now in the conflict in Ukraine what the cost of war really is.
И прошли через тяжелые испытания. Они уже забыли, что такое война. Вот мы, даже наше сегодняшнее поколение.
We, and even our current generation, have gone through such difficult trials during the fight against international terrorism in the Caucasus. So Scott Ritter has been on here talking about this too, especially Chechnya, for example. I mean, there have been Russia has been fighting wars. Russia had to fight a war with Georgia. Russia had to fight a war in Chechnya. Russia, of course, World War II, everyone knows what Russia had to go through. So, this doesn't even count all of the major provocations that could have led to nuclear war during the Cold War. So, Russia knows what war is.
Прошли вот через такие тяжелые испытания во время борьбы с международным терроризмом на Кавказе. Сейчас, в условиях конфликта на Украине, то же самое происходит. Они думают, что для них это все мультики какие-то.
This is all a cartoon from them. They're doing it in Ukraine, he said. This is all a cartoon from them. So that caught the attention of many people, but it definitely caught the attention of the BBC. So we're just going to listen to that really quick. It's a very quick segment, because the BBC had this to say about it, and then I'll show you what Politico had to say about it. So here we go. So here's what BBC had to say.
It was President Putin's 19th State of the Nation address, and he used it to send this warning to Western nations. Don't send your troops to Ukraine.
Они должны, в конце концов, понимать, что у нас тоже есть оружие.
They need to understand, once and for all, that we have weapons too, that can strike targets on their territory. And everything they think up and scare the world with risks a nuclear conflict and the end of civilization.
Regarding Russia, he pledged to reduce poverty, boost the birth rate, and raise incomes. Well, there is an election coming up.
The cynicism of the Western mainstream media, the Russophobia, is just off the wall. Because on the one hand, they cover the warning that Putin rightfully gave to NATO about the threat of nuclear conflict. It's a good warning. They should heed that warning. But then at the end, Russia, Putin says that they're going to raise incomes, reduce poverty. Oh, it's all about the election, right? That's all it is about. As if Russia hasn't been doing that, even over the last couple of years, trying to stave off the impact of sanctions and doing quite a good job in raising the livelihoods of people despite economic warfare leveled by the collective West. Still, it's cynicism, right? It's just all cynicism. It's all to paint a negative picture, a picture of Russia that is wholly negative, and one where we can feel good about hating Russia. And so the Western mainstream media, there you see in just 20 seconds, subtle ways in which the Western mainstream media goes along with the provocations from NATO countries, right? It's in the pockets. It is completely subservient to the neocon foreign policy establishment that needs to heed Putin's warning. So here you have the BBC reporting on Putin's warning, and then going along with the very reason, going along with the very attempt by the collective West, which to wage this possible nuclear conflict that has lent itself to Putin needing to give a warning in the first place. So it's just shows. I mean, we're just seeing how absolutely desperate NATO is, the United States, these elites are, in provoking this conflict with Russia. So friend of the show, Scott Ritter, was on Sputnik and had a great short summary of the speech overall, because I want to get away from the cynicism and move into why this speech was also important, not just as a warning to NATO, but also as a corrective to the absolutely cacophonous rhetoric we are hearing from the Western mainstream media about how dangerous Russia is. Because on the one hand, Russia has nuclear weapons, but I'll show you later that not even NATO believes that Russia is going to use nuclear weapons preemptively. There's no evidence of that. So here's what Scott Ritter had to say. He will be back on the show very soon, and I'll give you that announcement soon, but here we go.
Priorities of Russia appear to be related to Russia's strategic nuclear deterrence and Russia's role in the world today. Vladimir Putin's address to Parliament came on the heels of a meeting in Europe hosted by French President Emmanuel Macron, where there was a discussion about the potential of NATO nations entering into unilateral agreements with Ukraine to provide conventional military forces to Ukraine. Russia has said since the beginning of the special military operation that the deployment of NATO conventional forces into Ukraine would be a red line that would lead to not just the possibility but the probability of direct conflict between Russia and NATO, which would more than likely end up being a general nuclear war. Fortunately, the majority of NATO nations who received Emmanuel Macron's suggestion rejected it out of hand because they understand the consequences. But that being said, it's somewhat disturbing that European nations and the United States continue to believe that Ukraine is a playground upon which they get to engage in activities designed to achieve the strategic defeat of Russia. And this is the important part of what Vladimir Putin's speech to Parliament emphasized. There will be no strategic defeat of Russia. Russia has built a very capable strategic nuclear deterrent that includes a variety of new weapon systems, nuclear-powered cruise missiles, the Sarmat heavy strategic intercontinental ballistic missile, and the avant-garde hypersonic delivery system. All of these are new. They have no Western equivalent, and all are designed to defeat any Western defenses, missile defenses or otherwise, that could exist. All of these weapons guarantee that any nation that seeks to engage in a strategic conflict with Russia, a nuclear conflict with Russia, will not prevail.
Boom. And it's not going to prevail. NATO.
Alright, y'all got enough of it. We'll face east. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, 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 Rakakadaji. Double honors to the elder apostle GMS who ruled well. Salute you brothers for pushing this word. And truth is sincerity, strength, power, YAHAWASHI. And shalom to you brothers and sisters going to trust spirit, power, YAHAWASHI. Shalom to you too, right? We out here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked, destructive kingdom, known as Babylon the Great, Sodom and Gomorrah, Egypt, Rome, all those ancient empires balled up into one, controlled by Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil is about to do. And we are here together to elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of the Negro Latinos and Native Americans by the word and power and strength of YAHAWASHI. The Negro Latinos and Native Americans are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, and the elect are the only ones that don't repent and come back and serve YAHAWASHI, right? So you heard the alternative news concerning what Putin was saying, right? And we always got to stay current upon the speech of Vladimir Putin, because the Russians are part of prophecy. So we got to stay up on what they saying over there. You know, you always got to be paying attention to what they saying over there. So what I want to do with people, when you watch the video, people, I mean, he's saying that Europe said that Russia's not going to use nukes, not going to shoot them in Europe and all that. Look, it's not up to Russia. It's up to YAHAWASHI how this thing go down. And it's going to be a nuclear war, man. You people on the earth don't control nothing, man. Okay? Matter of fact, what I want to do is get Isaiah, I'm going to read that first, Isaiah 55, and let me see, 7. Isaiah 55 and 7. Yeah, start at 6.
All right. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6. It says, "Seek ye Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi, while he may be found."
Yeah, that's talking about you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect out of you. Now, brothers was doing videos concerning the bill that was that Canada gonna pass, right? Concerning banning the Bible. Now, that right there is showing you that the government future plans are to get rid of this Bible to where we ain't teaching it on the streets and ban it off of social media. So that was a bill that they were either talking about passing over there, up there in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can Google it or however y'all YouTube it. But it was a bill that's on the table, so to speak, to where they was gonna ban speaking about the Bible on the streets, and you know it's gonna hit that web and social media. So you better seek the Lord while it may be found, man. It's gonna come a time to where this Bible ain't gonna be pushed like you said it's pushed today, man. And when I heard that concerning them brothers up there in Canada, what they gonna be dealing with, I gave all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, because that's the fire, man. That's the fire that we looking for. You know what I'm saying? And them brothers up there, may Yahweh Shem Shai be with them, man. But that's the fire we looking for, man. Yeah, shit, fuck, if I can move to Canada, I'll move up there, man. Hurry up, man. Get it cracking, man. You know what I'm saying? If I had the money, man, I'd move to Canada, man. Fuck this shit, man. I want to get it cracking, man. When it's all bad, it's good for us, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
All right.
read it for me again.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6. It says, "Seek ye Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi, while he may be found.
Come.
Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his ways."
That's talking about the wicked amongst you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. It ain't talking about no other nation. Let's talk about the wicked amongst you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's it. The salvation is only for the nation of Israel and the elect on this side, man. Because 2/3 not gonna make it. Go ahead.
And the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi, and he will have mercy upon him and our power.
So forsake your thoughts, meaning leaning on your own understanding. You got to come back to Yahweh Shema Shai, because his plans is to lay this place flat, man. What you see it on the news saying, oh, well, it ain't gonna happen, they ain't gonna do this, they ain't gonna do that, that's a lie, man. Scriptures say different. But we showing you what the Russians is saying over there, man. What's in the air, man. They putting out threats concerning NATO, America, man, because America's in the head of NATO. Okay, America is one of the biggest military powers in NATO. Turkey is the second, and Turkey gonna be with Russia. If y'all didn't know, but go ahead.
It says, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts. So the thoughts that you got thinking that ain't nothing gonna happen, that's not the Heavenly Father's thoughts. Okay? That's not his thoughts. He don't think like you. Okay? The Heavenly Father got his plan and things he wanna do. So if you thinking that it's not gonna happen, you're in a confused state and you don't know what's going on. Go ahead.
Neither are your ways my ways, said Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi.
Go ahead.
For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Continue on.
Yeah.
For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth a bud, that it may give seed to the sower,
Yeah, the farmer. Go ahead.
and bread to the eater.
Go ahead.
So shall my words be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please.
So it shall accomplish that which you please. So it shall accomplish that which you please. And what the Most High is going to do, according to prophecy and according to his word, he's going to get the Negro Latinos and Native Americans out of this condition. And he's going to use Babylon as a sacrifice. But the thing about it is, he's going to use fire and take it down. That's what he's going to do. He's going to use fire to take it down, and he's going to use nuclear fire to take it down. Okay? And bring in the kingdom of heaven. So that's what it's going to be. He's going to sacrifice America with fire, okay, using these other nations to bring this place down. But America's Edomites, their brethren over there in Russia, the Most High is going to use them Russians to be the tip of the spear, right, to end America. And all the other allies of America will follow suit with the Russians to end America. Go ahead.
It says that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things thereto I sent it.
Okay.
For ye shall go out with void, Salaki. For ye shall go out with joy.
Ye shall go out with joy. The elect of the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
And be led forth with peace.
Be led forth with peace. Going back to YAHAWASHI. You see?
The mountains